y'all, this is Kathy, Crowder's Mountain, North Carolina. Look at this. This is called a Lemoyne star, and I've painted it in fall colors. Now, this was sent to me by a friend, and she wanted me to draw out the pattern in a YouTube video, so that's what I'm doing. And I've already got it painted. And I don't have any film of me painting this one. Like sometime I'll put just some little clips in the video of the different stages. And that brings me to what I want to tell you guys. A lot of folks have asked me to paint it in the video as well. And I realize, and I think I've talked to y'all about this before, if I paint it at the same time I'm doing the pattern, the video gets to be about an hour or so long, the best I can do. So what I think I'm going to do, not with this one, because I've already painted it, but I think what I'm going to do, beginning with the next video, and I'm going to try this for a while and see if y'all like it, but I'm going to have part one is going to be, I'll show you the barn quilt that's finished, and then we'll do the pattern. And then part two will be the painting of the actual barn quilt. And I can show you how I tape it, some of the things that I ran into while I was painting it, different things like that. So, but I'll still try to keep that video to about 30 minutes. So it's just going to be more tips and techniques of how to paint that exact barn quilt. So that's what we're going to do from now on and try it out. But I don't think that I'll do 4 a month anymore. I've been trying to do 1 every Friday. And I think if I'm going to do it the way I just described it to you, it's going to take more time. So I'll probably do 2 a month and see how that works out. So y'all let me know if you want me to go back to the old way of doing 1 a week, or if you like the new way. But let's try it and see what happens. So the very next one, it's going to be a little complicated, but someone has asked me to do that one too, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And so we'll draw it out. I'll show it to you, draw it out, and then in video part 2 of the same pattern will be the painting and everything like that. So, especially for the one that's coming up, you might need some painting, taping and painting tips. So, I think it's going to work out good. But anyway, I've talked over 3 minutes, and now it's time to get started. But stay tuned for hopefully next week. This is going to air on September the 8th, I believe. So it'll be the next week. Hopefully I'll have the other one done. We shall see. But anyway, here's our autumn Lemoyne star. And let's get busy drawing it. Alright, so you see that this one is 18 inches. So I need 10 blocks. So I divided 10 into 18. I got 1.8. So every one of my blocks needed to be 1.8 inches. And I found that on the ruler. And Google it. And just ask Siri, show me 1.8 inches on a ruler, and it will pop up. I think it's maniacs.com. They tell you how to find it, but I've never worried about that. I just go straight, just scroll on down, and you'll see the actual ruler with that red spot on it. I think I've shown you that before. Let's see. I don't have one right quick, but I think I have shown you that before in other videos. But for this one, now this is a 24 inch, and this is what my friend wanted me to do with 24 inches. I'm running out of the wood. I've got some left, but y'all, this wood is $110 a sheet of 4x8. So I'm gonna tell you, maybe in that next video, not this one, but maybe in the next one, I'll show you some of the barn quilts that I've painted for my YouTube that's available for purchase. And if y'all rather just buy one like this one's available if anybody wants to buy it instead of drawing their own. Just look under the description on my YouTube channel, and you'll see my email address, and just email me if you're interested in that one or the butterfly that we did last week or last time. Anyway, I've got several, including that lighthouse that people liked. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so I did mine on wood. Remember, I'm doing it on paper just for y'all so that y'all can see it. You can't see my heat erasable pens that I draw it on my board with. So I'm drawing it on paper for you guys. Now I found my 1.8. I mean my 2.4. This is a 24 inch that I'm doing it on. So you divide 10 into 24, you're going to get 2.4. And just like if you really wanted to make this into a 36, like a 3x3, you divide 10 into 36, and you get 3.6. That's how wide your blocks need to be. So mine need to be 2.4 for this particular barn quilt. So that's how I'm marking them now. I'm just marking them every 2.4 after I found it on the Google. And I had to keep messing with it to make sure it was right. I did it in pencil so that when you're doing it on your board, that's where those heat erasable pens come in good at. Because if you got your measurements off, see, that's perfect. So I'm going to go around and do this all the way around, and then we're just going to connect our tick marks and have our 10 by 10 grid. Okay, you see we've got our grid drawn. All I did was connected my tick marks. So I've got 10 blocks up, 10 blocks over. So sometime you'll hear people say, oh, it's 100 block grid. That just means 10 times 10. So I always just say 10 blocks. It's just a difference in the way people talk, I guess. All right, we're going to do the pattern in red so you guys can see it. So the first thing that we want to do, we're going to draw this border and this part here. We're going to draw our corners and our border. And you'll see that your grid is already part of the pattern. So I'm just going to draw over that so you'll see it. And I may actually use a smaller ruler. Okay, so for the corners, we're just going to block off these first two. And we're going to block off the one in the very corner. So you see, these two made these two, and this is this. And this one, we're going to paint a very dark green right here, right in the corner. So it's just these 4 blocks in each corner. I'll go ahead and do all of them. I'm trying to go over it so when you take a screenshot, you'll see the red. Not sure you see it there. Well, don't know how much that worked. I'm just trying to make it where you can see it when you take your screenshot. There you go. All right, we'll do these. I'm just kind of drawing above that grid line. You won't be doing that. You'll draw it right on the grid. Just trying to get it where you can see it. Okay. Now for the border, that's just pretty simple. There's our 4 blocks. Here's our 2 blocks at the top of that line right here. And then all of this is the border. And then that is these 2 right here. So all we're going to do really is just connect these together. And you don't really even have to, you already got your grid. You don't really even have to do this if you don't want to. I didn't when I was painting mine, but I'm just doing this. In case you're taking a screenshot, you'll have your entire pattern. All right, there you go. So there's our border. All right, now for the Lemoyne star, that it's not hard. So we're going to go over 1. We've got 1, 2. That's our corner here. And then we're going to skip 1. And at the left-hand side of that 1, we're going to do a tick mark. And we're going to do that all the way around. See, here's the tick mark. We just went over 1 at the bottom of that one. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to count these 2, and on that 3rd one at the bottom, we're putting a tick mark. All right, then up here, over 2, and at the bottom is a tick mark. Over 2, and at the bottom of the 3rd one is a tick mark. And we're going to do the same thing on the sides. Over 2, the bottom of the 3rd one, the tick mark. This is our border. Bottom of the 3rd one, I guess I'd say 2nd row, is the tick mark. See, that's the 2nd row right here. I'm going to do it over here on the 2nd row. Over 2, the bottom of the 3rd one. Over 2, the bottom of the 3rd one. So you got it. Now all we're going to do is find the center. Here's our 2 tick marks. Here's the center, right? So we're going to go up 2. And we're going to go from that tick mark up to that tick mark. So we're just finding the center, going up 2. And we're going to connect them. going to do the same thing over here on this side. Here's the 2 tick marks. Here's the center. We're going up 2. And then we're going to connect them. Alright, let's do it over here on this side. Here's the 2 tick marks, the center, up 2. And we're going to connect them. Then here's the top. There's the 2 tick marks, there's the center, up 2. Now, I would imagine there's a point-based way of doing this too, but again, I'm doing the block method because that's the way I can explain it. All right, so now we're going to connect. All right, you see these 3 that we did. All right, we're going to go up 1 diagonally and make a tick mark. So it's just straight up 1, 2, 3 in the top of that 3rd one. Or you could count over 1, 2, 3 in the top left hand side of that 3rd one. We're going to connect those. See what I say about part of your pattern? 1, 2, 3, and there it is. Or up 1, 2, 3, and there it is. So either way, you know you're getting right in the center. So it's just where these 2 lines come together. See, where these 2 lines meet, that's where it's going to be. May have been an easier way to set it to start with. See where these 2 lines, where they come together? That's your tick mark. There you go. All right, now we've got the outside of the star drawn. Now we're going to draw the inside. So what we're wanting to do is each one of these points need to connect. And you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in blue. All right, now see, this is the center right there. That's the center. You know, I always say find the center. That's the center. So when we put our ruler in that particular corner and this one, we want to make sure it crosses through the center. All right, and we're going to do it over here. Making sure it crosses through the center. All right, you see that? You're almost finished. Now to get, see, we've got the star drawn. We've got these points. We've got our 8-point star drawn. But now we need to divide it in half, and that's what makes it a Lemoyne star, is because you have these triangles going through it. And that's what we're going to do here. All right, let's go right here. See these 2 blocks? From that point, right in the middle of those 2 blocks, right in the middle of these 2 blocks. So we're looking at this one point now, in the middle and in the middle, and we're just going to draw our line. See that? All right, we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going in the middle and drawing it up to that line. we're going to do the same thing here. See, there's the middle of this line right here. Here's the middle right here. And we're just connecting them. So we're in one point of our star. We've already found the middle of that one. We're going to find the middle here. Right. The middle here. The middle down there. Middle. And see, you always want to make sure you cross through that one, because that's just as important as the other ones. Okay, now guess what? You've got it drawn. Now, let me just, I don't know. Let me do one point, like coloring it in like I do sometime. And while I'm getting my markers, go ahead and take a screenshot of this one. And then I'll let you take a screenshot of the other one. I might do two of them. I'll do the orange ones. And then in the greens. So, see, once we got that finished, you already had your pattern drawn. But it's these triangles that you're going to paint. I'm hurrying now. And then you want to go down here and make sure you're all at an angle. Get the bottom triangle. See what I'm doing? All right, then the darker, I'm going to use this. It's sort of a brown looking color, but this, remember, this is a dark red, dark orange. Looks brown on it. Okay. You see what I'm doing? All right, over here now, this is your green section. You could paint this in any colors you want to, and I'll show you my colors in just a minute. Just hang on a minute. And I will show them to you, because folks like to know what colors I ended up using. But like I said, you could use whatever you wanted to. You just kind of need a dark and light for the contrast. You see, here is the light green. All right, and then for the corners, the dark green is what goes here. And then the light green goes here. Now, is that a better pattern for you? And of course, I used this color to go on my border right here. Let me show you. See that? This color is the border. This color is this. And the dark green is on the corners. Okay, let me show you my colors. Now y'all know, let's see what I was going to tell you. Oh, these little mini scrapers are on Amazon, but you got to punch in mini scrapers to get them to come up. And then I used the yellow tape, yellow frog tape. I've been using that lately. And for the little bitty tiny touch-up places, I use like this little giant toothpick or the lid from a mechanical pencil to get just right in any kind of little tedious areas. But y'all know I use these paint, what do you call them things? Paint trays, I guess. I think there's another name for them. But anyway, when I'm putting my paint down, you see how I can see it? I can see the colors together and how it looks. So I like that. And I just, you know, this is all the paint I used. And I actually squirted too much in there. But here's my color. For the green, for the dark green, I used Favorite Green. And for the lighter green, I used Cloverleaf. Now for my oranges, I used Caramel Cream and I used Toasted Cranberry, which is a orange red color, but I love that color. And then for my background, I used Desert Fortress. And all of these are Valspar and semi-gloss. But now see, I put them up here like this and I can tell you what they're going to look like because of these bottles, which I'll put the place in the description where you can get them. But if you use Kathy 10, code Kathy with a C 10, you'll get 10% off. And again, I'm not sponsored, so I don't get any of that. I just asked her and she gave me that code for y'all. All right. So I think that's all for today's video. Make sure you take your screenshot of that. And we will see you all in the next video, which is going to be a little bit different. See y'all later.